Synopsis. It's about a man from our world, a soul who lived for over 900,000 years, obsessed with marvel, technology, and unlocking the truth of existence. After giving his life to save a little girl from a burning building, he's offered a second chance, reborn in the Marvel universe as the hidden son of Tony Stark. At age 10, Tony finally discovers him and takes him in, but the boy is no ordinary child. He arrives with 11 divine gifts, 10 unstoppable wishes, and the kind of power that even the one above all can't ignore. Will he become the key to changing the Marvel timeline forever, or will he lose himself in a world of gods, science, and evil? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the king of audiobooks, and you're locked into What If I Was Reborn in Marvel as Tony Stark's son? Part 1, Death of God. If you love epic-level storytelling, multiversal depth, anime powers, Marvel tech, and rebirth with purpose, destroy that like button and subscribe to the channel for the full saga. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Death of a God. It was hot, but not in the way most people know heat. This was living heat, a monstrous wave of fire that snarled and snapped through the sky. A firestorm towered over the city as glass shattered, steel twisted, and the building cracked like a spine giving out. He stood there, silent, still. Ash drifted down, settling on his shoulders like black snow. A hood covered most of his face. His coat, long and scorched at the edges, barely moved in the wind. He stared at the top floor, because she was still up there. The rest of the world ran. Firefighters shouted for people to stay back. Police pushed civilians behind the tape. No one noticed him. They wouldn't understand even if they did. I heard her scream. A child, voice full of fear, cries cutting through the roar of the fire. My body moved before I could even think. The air was thick with smoke, the kind that stings your eyes and sinks into your lungs like wet cement. The glass door cracked as I walked through it, heat wrapping around me like it wanted me dead. It didn't matter. Every step brought me closer to her. The walls groaned, beams fell. But I moved through it like I'd done this 1,000 times, because I had. Maybe not here. Maybe not like this. But in a million different ways across a million different lives. I found her in the hallway, trapped. Her leg pinned beneath a broken wall beam, eyes wide and red from smoke. She was crying, too weak to call out anymore. Her tiny fingers clawed at the floor. She looked up at me as I knelt beside her. "Are you an angel?" she whispered. I gave her the softest smile I could manage. "No, just a tired man who doesn't want to see you die." The ceiling above us groaned again. Another crash. The whole building was seconds from collapsing. I placed a hand on the beam and lifted it with one arm. No strain, no effort. It came up like paper. I wrapped her in my coat and picked her up. The hallway lit up in a flash of red and gold. Everything above us shattered. Then light. Then silence. Nothing, until I opened my eyes. There was no flame, no heat, just white. Endless white. The kind of space that didn't need walls or sky, because it was everything at once. I stood there, barefoot. My coat was gone. My body felt new. Not young, not old, just awake. Like gravity and pain. You again. The voice filled the space without echo. Calm, ancient. I turned and he was there. Not a man, not a figure. Just presence. A feeling that filled every corner of this impossible space. God, you've lived longer than any soul I've ever created, he said. Over 900,000 years. That's enough time to see entire galaxies born and destroyed, and still you chose to die. Again. I said nothing. I watched you walk through that fire without fear, he continued. You weren't trying to be a hero, you were just done. I nodded. So why ask for another life? I'm not done learning, I said, not yet. He smiled, not with lips, but through light and stillness. Then I'll give you one last chance. With a gift, 10 wishes, and a place you know far too well. Before I could ask where, the white space changed. It darkened. A presence entered the void, colder than gravity, older than time. A being that even this space bent around. A shadow of something more, not evil, not good, just above. The one above all. He didn't speak, he didn't move, he just stared. And I stared back, he blinked, then turned away. He left, not defeated, not scared, but curious. The light returned. It pulled me down through space, time, and everything in between. I felt atoms reassembled, energy folding into shape, my mind ancient, pushing itself into something small, something human. A hospital room, Flashing lights, alarms, screams of shock from the doctors. A child born, but not ordinary. The boy didn't cry. He opened his eyes. And then a man pushed open the door. Tony Stark, hair messies bruised, a tablet in one hand, a drink in the other. He stared at the newborn with wide eyes. He looked at the DNA report in his hand, then at the boy. I have a son. The boy didn't speak. He just smiled. A small, knowing smile, like he'd always belonged there, like he was already home. Let me know when you're...